Dun, dun, take you for the rest is just pure heart. Dun, 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 dun. People are wrong. It is so slow. Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. Welcome to episode 32. Wait, I'm trying to open my live stream here on my phone. Okay. Alright. I can see Taehyung in my background. Okay, much better. Now you can see Taehyung here. Taehyung is here. Perfect. Okay guys, so today we're gonna talk about, is K-pop banned in China, and where is this is V? That's trending on Twitter, and there are other topics that are trending on Twitter that's related to that one. There is big hit act for V. Where is V? All right, so that we're gonna talk about that one. Hi Rashidat, hi Remy. Perhaps we can start with the most recent IG post of Kim Taehyung here. So, I mean, everyone has seen this one already. First, this was posted by Celine, and now Kim Taehyung posted this on his IG. Beautiful shots by Hedis Limaine. This is my favorite. The first photo is my favorite. Second favorite, he looks tiny here. He looks so skinny in the third photo. So I would choose the second one as my second favorite, and then this would be my last. But this is my first pick. This first photo. He looks so gorgeous here. I like the shot. He's like a pro here, and I like the hairstyle here. I love the hairstyle. So good job, Hedis Limaine. Now let's talk about, is K-pop banned in China? Before we talk about the trending topic right now related to V, let's talk first about, is K-pop banned in China? So yesterday I uploaded this video about the biggest fan base, Chinese fan base of Kim Taehyung, and they spent $10.2 million US dollars on Layover album. So I actually uploaded that. Let me share my screen. YouTube. I uploaded that yesterday. By the V-bars here. So I uploaded this yesterday. This was posted by China by the V-bar. All the details of how much they spent on Layover album until November 1, 2023. They spent a total of 10.2 million US dollars and a total of 753,805 copies. And I see everyone here is grateful to China by the V-bar because they've contributed a lot to the success of Layover album. And so I thought, like, oh, we have these fan bases in China, like different fan bases for different artists here. We have here the top 30 contributions from these fan bases in China, and unfortunately they can't visit China, they can't see them, they can't have a show there, they can't have a fan meet because they are banned from doing these activities in China. So we can take a look at this article that was posted by BBC. This is more of a summary of what happened. So, and I like the way they wrote this, more like not bullet points. I can't see the bullet points here, but more like high level background of what really happened from the beginning. So, I mean, there are several articles about this. If you search Escape Up, there are several articles here that you will see. There is one from South China Morning Post. There's even a question here on Quora. Why did China ban K-pop? And China to begin action. Here's Korea Times. So several articles. Here's Variety Magazine. Here's ABC. So several articles you can find on the internet. Here's Vox as well. But I feel like this is a great article to understand, the high level of what really happened. And this also talks about what Suga said during his live stream. So yeah, I created that video yesterday, and I was like, it's unfortunate that these K-pop groups can't go to China, can't visit these fan bases, because they are the biggest supporters of K-pop groups. So let me just, and I gave like the amounts here in this video, but I just focused only on V. But we can take a look at the other fan bases here that contributed a lot to the success of their albums. Of course, number one is V with 10.2 million US dollars for the Layover album. Number two is Jisoo with 8.2 US dollars total sales, 8.2 million US dollars for the Me album. Baekhyun 4.9 million US dollars for the album Bambi, and The 8 for 4.5 million US dollars for FML album. V again 4.3 for Map of the Soul 7 album. Baekhyun again, I think it's V, Jisoo, Baekhyun. The top three, I see two Baekhyun here. So two Baekhyun in the list. So Baekhyun again with 4.2 million US dollars for Delight album. Yeonjun, is this Yeonjun of TXT? Yep, TXT. 4 million US dollars for the album Temptation. The 8 again, 3.8 million US dollars for the album Heaven. So the 8 is part of 17. I recognize this album Heaven and FML. And then Jungkook here, 3.8 million US dollars for the album Golden. Karina, 3.7 million US dollars for the album My World. Zhang Hao, 3.6 million US dollars for the album Youth in the Shade. V again, 3.5 million US dollars for the album Proof. Rose for 3.4 million US dollars for the album R. Wonyoung, 3.1, or like if you round this up, it will be 3.2 million US dollars for the album I've. Yeonjun, 3.1 million US dollars for the album 5 Star. I recognize 5 Star. I think this is Stray Kids. Wonwoo, 2.9 million US dollars for the album FML. Again, part of 17 group. V, 2.9 million US dollars for the album Map of the Soul Persona. Renjun, 2.8 million US dollars for the album ISTJ. Jungkook again, 2.8 million US dollars for the album Map of the Soul Persona. Karina, 2.8 million US dollars for the album Girls. Felix, 2.7 million US dollars for the album 5 Star. Yoonjin again, 2.6 million US dollars for the album Magzident. Wonyoung, 2.6 million US dollars for the album Afterlife. Ningning, $2.4 million US for the album My World. Subin, 2.3 no 2 point yeah 2.3 million US for the album Temptation. Yuki, 2.3 million US for the album I Free. Jaemin, 2.2 million US for the album ISTJ. Hoon Woo, again 2.2 million US for the album Heaven. Taehyung, 2.1 million US for the album Shalala. And lastly, Jungkook, 2.0 or 2 million US for the album of the Soul 7. So I think looking at this, V has the biggest fan base in China. It is V. And look at the difference between, the contribution of V versus Jungkook. Golden, not trying to compare, but we can see here for V's Layover, 10.2 million US was spent for the album Layover, and then for Golden it was 3.8 million US. The difference is almost 3 times. So, like I said, HYBE should be grateful to China by the V-Bar for contributing that so much money. Like, if you add them up, we have 1, 2, 3, 4 Vs here in top 30. If you add them up, 10.2 million US for plus 4.3, that would be 14.5 plus another 3.5, that would be 19 million, and then plus 21, almost 22 million US. So China by the V-Bar since 2020, I think the okay, 2019, since 2019, China by the V-Bar has spent 22 million US for for BTS album plus V's Layover, and all this money goes to HYBE. Imagine that, 22 million US. The company should, give them like some incentives, like, okay, China by the V-Bar, here's your incentive. I'm gonna give you something like, VIP access, blah blah blah, or I'm gonna fly you to Korea to have like a, what do you call this, like private concert just for you guys, since the artist can't go to China to to have a concert because there is an unofficial ban. We're gonna fly you in for a private concert. That would be amazing, just an incentive for bringing in all this money, 22 million US dollars since 2019. And that's just for V's fan base. There is also a fan base here for Jungkook. I mean it's obvious that V's fan base have contributed a lot to, 22 million. It's not a joke. That's a lot of money. But you have here Jungkook with 3.8, and then here's another Jungkook 2.8. So 3.8 plus 2.8, that's like 6.6 million US dollars. There's another Jungkook here, 6.6, 8.6 million US dollars. So V's fan base, 22 million US dollars. Jungkook, 8.6 million US dollars. Look at the difference. Big difference, but still a huge money. 8.6 million US dollars, still a big money. But yeah, I feel like they should not be missing this opportunity to see these K-pop groups, because they are bringing in so much money to the company. But what I'm gonna talk about is K-pop really banned in China? So let's look at this article. But first, let me read your comment. Hi Remy, hi Rashidat, hi Na, NHHA, hi Wayan, hi MT, hi Lilian, hi Tia. Alright, so Well, the title says here it's unofficial K-pop band, but let's look at the article. Suga BTS star makes rare reference to China's unofficial K-pop band. This was written this year, June 16 this year, and this is by Fanwang, BBC News. So I'm gonna believe this because BBC is kind of a reputable news channel and news media. So I'm gonna believe what's written here. According to this one, a member of K-pop supergroup BTS has spoken about South Korean artists' struggle to perform in mainland China. That's Suga. So during an on live stream with fans, Suga made the rare acknowledgement that he can't perform in China as no Korean group can work in the country. And I had no idea that they are banned in China, to be honest with you guys. But there is this post. This is what gave me an idea. Here. This is what gave me an idea. So, from this post by the Pop magazine, there's a statement here that says, and he's banned in China. Before this, I had no idea that K-pop is unofficially banned in China. So, but this is my first time hearing about this after reading this post from the Pop magazine. So, can perform in China as no Korean group can work in the country. So, no Korean group can work in the country. Korean media have attributed his comments to China's unofficial K-pop ban at a time of increasing tensions between the neighboring nations. Beijing has never recognized the restrictions in place since 2016. Like, they kind of deny this, but that's why they call it unofficial K-pop ban. K-pop acts have performed in China's special administrative regions of Hong Kong and Macau, but none in the mainland. Not on the mainland, but they can do it in Hong Kong and Macau. And then it has also been rare for Korean celebrities to publicly address the obstacles they face in the Chinese market. However, when asked this week in a question session with fans if he would be touring China as a solo artist, Suga replied, "How could I tour in China when we can't perform there? How could I tour in China when we can't perform there?" He additionally specified people of other nationalities in K-pop group can go work in China, but those groups still can't perform in China as a whole. So what this means is that if there is a K-pop group with different nationalities in that group, those members in that group can perform in China, but not as a group, but probably those individuals that are non-Korean. The 30-year-old, who also goes by August D for his solo work, is currently doing a worldwide concert tour. Okay. China used to be one of the biggest export destinations for South Korea's cultural industry, but very few South Korean celebrities have been able to perform in China since August 2016, and Korean shows and movies have also largely disappeared from TV and cinemas in the country. Guys, despite this, so this was since August 2016. Since 2016, but despite that, Kim Taehyung's fan base was able to manage to bring in 22 million US dollars to HYBE. Even though the group can't perform there, they're able to contribute this large amount of money. We're talking about 22 million US dollars. If there's a will, there's a way. Many South Korean businesses have also faced backlash in China and scaled down operations. In 2017, South Korea appealed to the World Trade Organization to determine if the Chinese government was treating South Korean companies unfairly. The relationship between the two countries deteriorated after the US deployment of its THAAD missile defense system in South Korea in 2017. So this is the root cause. This is the root cause of the problem. So THAAD, what is THAAD? The Terminal High Altitude Area Defense System is designed to protect against threats from North Korea. So the US says it has begun deploying the first parts of the controversial missile defense system in South Korea, and China is against this. They don't like this. So this is the root cause. The deployment of THAAD, or Terminal High Altitude Area Defense System, which is designed to protect them against threats from North Korea. So China strongly opposed the deployment, arguing it would affect the regional security balance and allow the US to spy on it. So they don't like it. They don't like it. China fuels anger over Seoul's missile move. Okay, that's another article. After Chinese President Xi Jinping and his South Korean counterpart President Yoon Suk-yeol met at the G20 summit last November, probably this year, Seoul announced that last year, which is 2022. Seoul announced that the Chinese streaming platform had resumed distributing South Korean content after a halt of 6 years. There's no mention of what this is a different streaming platform, not the famous Weibo, South Korean. Okay. China resumes. Pause on this side. China's streaming site Tencent began distributing a film. South Korean director. Okay, Tencent. What else? Just Tencent. China resumes streaming South Korean content after 6 years of suspension. All right. Beijing's foreign ministry also said at the time that China had never implemented the so-called Korean ban. So they're trying to deny this one. Repeat. Beijing's foreign ministry also said at the time that China had never implemented the so-called Korean ban, and China was open about conducting cultural exchanges with South Korea. They have never implemented this. I don't know. I mean, Suga, as an artist, K-pop artist, believed he believes that there is a K-pop ban, and this is what he said: "How could I tour in China when we can't perform there?" So he believes that there is a K-pop ban in China. But Beijing's foreign ministry is denying this, saying that they never implemented the so-called Korea ban. But relations between the two countries have gotten worse this year. In April, South Korea summoned the Chinese ambassador Xing Haiming over Beijing's criticism of President Yoon's remarks on Taiwan. South Korea's leader had said in an interview that increased tensions around Taiwan were due to attempt to change the status quo by force, and he opposed such a change. China's ambassador also drew fresh flack from President Yoon last week for suggesting South Korea had made the wrong decision of choosing to align with the US against China. He had told South Korean opposition leader that people who bet between US and China and think China will lose would definitely regret their choice. It is, I think it just all began with this. The terminal high altitude area defense system is designed to protect against threats from North Korea. They don't like this, and also they don't like working with the U.S. because U.S. and China are like competitors in terms of economic power and everything. They are the biggest competitors. Yeah, so there is still a ban, I presume, but they said that this is unofficial. But the artists believe that there is such a ban, whether it's unofficial or official. They believe that there is a ban, and they're not planning to visit China to perform there anytime soon. And so I feel sad for these fan bases who are contributing so much money, yet they can't see their artists, their favorite artists in person. They don't have that chance unless they fly to South Korea or they fly to United States. If they are, wealthy enough to, be able to afford flights, hotels, and concert tickets abroad, then they can do it. But they can't have that opportunity to see them in person in China. They have to fly. So, if, for example, in 2025, BTS will hold a concert somewhere in United States or maybe in Singapore or in Japan, they would have to fly to those countries to be able to watch BTS because unfortunately there's no chance for them to see them in person in China. I mean, it would have been better if there is no K-pop band because we know that Kim Taehyung has the biggest fan base in China. I wanna see how far they're gonna go to show their full support and love for Kim Taehyung. Like if there is no such K-pop band in China, unofficial or official, I'm pretty sure Kim Taehyung would probably go to China, for probably Celine event, Cartier, or probably just do a fan meet there. And I would like to see like what China by the V-Bar is gonna do in China to show their full support and love for Kim Taehyung. I'm so looking forward to that one. So I hope that this K-pop band will be gone like hopefully very soon. So because I wanna see that that meeting between Kim Taehyung and the biggest fan base. I wanna see that. Even I think even during the fan meet here in South Korea, China by the V-Bar even spent money on those flags or banners. There is this was in 2022. See, they can even do billboard. I've seen that those banners during the fan meet. They can't attend, but they're able to show their support by financing that. I would be there in a bit. Almost there. Because I've seen that. Okay, this is no, not this one. I've seen that tweet. Oh my god. This fan meet. Okay, not this one. Here you go. This is sponsored by China by the V-Bar. You see this? Look at the China Baidu V-Bar. And birthdays. China Baidu V-Bar. If you just search for China Baidu V-Bar and look at the images. So this is sponsored by China Baidu V-Bar. Okay, netizens react to Kim Taehyung's fan club China Baidu V-Bar buying 4.5 billion Korean won or 3.5 million US dollars worth of, I think, oh, this is proof album. 3.5 million US dollars for proof album. This is, okay, this advertisement on Burj Khalifa, this is by China Baidu V-Bar. I mean, we've seen so many that were sponsored by China Baidu V-Bar. So, yep, unfortunately, there's a K-pop band. They won't be able to see them or Kim Taehyung in person unless they fly to cities where Kim Taehyung is performing. All right, so maybe in 2025, according to Rashidat, BTS could play in Hong Kong. That's correct. If they can still perform in Hong Kong, they just have to fly to Hong Kong. At least it's much closer. Okay, let's talk about this trending topic. I mean, this is not new. We've talked about this before, but this one, is trending again because it's been, I don't know, 2 or 3 months already. But this is V is still missing. The This Is V playlist on Spotify. For those who have no idea, This Is V playlist. Oh, This Is playlist is available for every member except Jin and Kim Taehyung. I believe Jin doesn't have This Is V playlist. So it doesn't exist for the two members, Jin and V, but it exists for the other 5 members. Which is insane because according to what I found out, that this is being curated by the agency, by the label. So if they could do it for other 5 members, why can't they do it for the other 2 members? If they're in a, okay, let me read what they're tweeting here. This is what they're trying to trend today. Dear Big Hit Music, fairness is essential. Create a This Is V playlist for Taehyung. This just like you've done for other BTS members. Equal promotion matters. No more exclusions. Big Hit acts for V. Where is This Is V? Yep, no more exclusions. If equal promotions. What the fans want is equal treatment and equal promotions. So fairness is essential. Create a This Is V and This Is Jin playlist, just like you've done for other BTS members. Equal promotion matters, no more exclusion. So as like what I said, they've done it for the other 5 members except Jin and Taehyung. And you can see here on this screenshot that they've created this for Jungkook, August D, J-Hope, Jimin, RM, and Jungkook, J-Hope, August D, RM, and Jimin. So all the 5 members have this except the what I just realized, the most handsome man in the world and the worldwide handsome, those with the better visuals. Worldwide handsome and um, most handsome man in the world. You know what? This is just a joke. Don't quote me on this. This is just me joking. Um, I think whoever is curating this, whoever that person in that label is curating this, is jealous of their visuals. Again, this is just a joke. This is just me making fun of the situation. Because coincidentally, it's V and Jin who don't have this is playlist. It's the worldwide handsome and the most handsome man in the world. So why is that? Oh my god. Oh my god. You know what? Jimin is getting influenced by his friend. He's getting more tattoos now. Young forever. Um, never. There is another one. No music. Here's the other one. Never mind. Here, never mind. And then this one, and then, oh, he has 13 and young forever. You know, getting a tattoo is addicting, guys. I had, I have three, but I felt the addiction. What was my first? Okay, here's my first one. Here's my first one. Believe. So I was in Miami when I got there. Like, I was I wasn't living in Miami then. I was just having a vacation there, like a 10-day vacation. So I was just like, okay, Miami is famous for tattoos. So I went to Miami Beach. I just searched like like tattoo shops with 5 stars, or like the high rated tattoo shops in Miami. So I searched that and I went there and then I got this. And I think the one who was doing this was, high. I can feel it. He was like high. Um, Maybe he has done some MJs or something. And I made sure that the spelling is correct. The spelling of believe is correct, because um, I was like, um, I've seen some tattoos, failed tattoos before, and they are epic fails. The spelling is incorrect, and tattoos are permanent. So you can't have mistakes. So I made sure the spelling is correct. So I got this, and then few days later, I was still in Miami. I got this. I got this. So few days later, I got this second tattoo. I was still just having vacation, and then I went back to where I live. At that time, I was living in. I forgot. I used to move cities a lot because of my work. I forgot where I was. I think I was in. No, I was in Nebraska at that time, and then I got my third tattoo. Just just weeks later, I got my third tattoo. It's addicting, guys. It's addicting. And then I stopped. And then, like, you just wanna like have more tattoos on your skin. Like, once you got this one, you will think, what's my next tattoo? You will think, oh, maybe this one is good. So that's what you usually do. Like, you get addicted. Like, once you're done with your first tattoo, you're gonna think of your second tattoo, and then you're gonna think of your third tattoo. So I think that's what's going on here with Jin. I hope, like, I mean, I have nothing against people who are getting tattoos, because I myself have done that. But I'd like them to stay clean. I like Kim Taehyung the way he is right now. I can't see him as someone with, with full of tattoos. I can't see him like that. So I like him the way he is right now. But if he decides to have tattoo, that's fine. I mean, he already has a tattoo, like a 7 tattoo. But I hope that he'll stop there. And same thing with Jimin. I hope he stops here. I don't want him to get addicted to tattoos because after a while it becomes like he might regret it after. He might regret it after. And I don't like tattoos on the neck and face. I don't like that. I want tattoos like below shoulders. Like you can have your tattoos like from here below. I don't wanna see tattoos like from here. I see some people with tattoos on their face. Like I don't like that. And I don't like Jimin to have that. I mean Jungkook has a lot of tattoos on his, I think it's right arm, right? Right arm. I forgot. But he has full of tattoos here. I think Jungkook, I can see him having more tattoos because he has already started. But I just want Kim Taehyung to stay the way he is right now. I hope he doesn't do. I mean, if he wants some tattoo, like just tiny ones that he can hide, but not big ones like what Jungkook has. So, yeah, but I'm telling you, this is addicting, and I can see Jimin having more tattoos now. It started with just one, and then there's two. I don't want him to get addicted to tattoos. I mean, he's looking great the way he is right now. Same thing with V. Anyways, speaking, let's go back to this trending topic. Hi, Mona. Oh, thank you. Mona's talking about my dance cover of slow dancing. All right, so this is still Taehyung, my happiness. I like him, and I'm actually torn. Like earlier, I was like, should I do a poll of which era you love the most about Kim Taehyung? And I was like, I myself, I'm confused. Like which era I like. I mean, I like him here, but then I like him now. Like he's so cute here. He's so cute here. Like he's so cute here, like the younger version of Kim Taehyung. But I also like him now. Like before he's so cute, but now he's gorgeous. This is him now. Here. This is him now. But I also like the younger version of him. Just a cute version of Taehyung, not this one. Here. I just want photos. This one. Yeah, so I don't know. All right, so I don't want to suffer alone. Suffer with me. I don't know why this is still an issue as of today. I mean, the fans have been trending this topic for a while now. That this is V playlist missing. I mean, I don't know what to do with this one, guys. I mean, if this has been trending for a while, they should have seen this already. And since they've seen this already, what are they gonna do about this? Are they just gonna ignore this? I mean, if they don't act now, they'll continue to get hate from this fan base. I've seen some Taehyung fans hating on the company. They have to start, like addressing these issues, guys, because the more people hating on the company, they will lose a lot of fans, they will lose a lot of profits. I've seen people saying that if this is a group project, they're not gonna support it, even if Kim Tae is part of the group. Like, if it's a group project, if they come back in 2025 and release an album, do a concert, they're not gonna support it because they don't want to give money to the company. They're hating the company because of these issues that they haven't addressed. They haven't made a statement. There are so many issues that happened during layover era, out of stock or not enough stock of layover albums. That's why they couldn't do that. Like, they couldn't accommodate that huge order from China by the V-Bar, and then they have to return the order. They have to delete the 500 plus thousand copies or sales from Hantayo chart, and that's the reason why instead of 2.2 million copies in the chart, it's just 1.67 million copies on the first day because of that issue. So they hate that. And then the delay on shipping, they hate that. This issue with This Is V playlist, they hate that. So they're saying that there's a sabotage in the company. But personally, I feel like, what is it for the company if they sabotage the album? They want money. They want money from the sales. Why? Like, what are they gonna get from doing that? What's the benefit? So, but a lot of Kim Taehyung fans believe that there is a sabotage, and because of that, they hate the company and they're gonna boycott the company. So they're saying that if there is a project, like a group project, they're not gonna support that. They're only gonna support Kim Taehyung, and they're gonna see that effect later in 2025. Right now, they're not gonna see it, but they're gonna see it in 2025. So I don't know if I am part of the company and I've seen these issues here that's getting bigger and bigger every time. I would love to address that because it's gonna affect my company. It's gonna affect my sales because, believe it or not, the money that they get they're coming from the fans, not from the artist. Technically the fans buy it because of the artist, but it is the fans that are giving them the money. It is the fans that buy the albums. It is the fans that buy the merch. So, although fans are doing it for the artists, but the company should address any issues that that affect the fans. And this is a big issue right now. This is not the first time this trended. Probably last week it trended. I've talked about this a while ago. This has been happening, so they should address this. Otherwise, they'll lose a lot of fans who are gonna buy their merch and albums. They're gonna lose a lot of sales. So they should start addressing this now. Big Hit, how many artists does Big Hit have? It's just BTS, right? Hive labels. Big Hit has TXT, I guess. TXT. Okay. BTS, Big Hit Music has BTS and Tomorrow by Together and Leon. Just 3. Oh my god. Big Hit, it's as if you have so many artists that you are taking care of. You have BTS, 7 members, plus Tomorrow by Together and Leon. And it's a different subsidiary here, a different label for the other um, artists here or groups. We have Playlist Entertainment, we have 17, and then the rest of the artists here, and then they have Gauze Entertainment here. Adore has only one. Eugene's Source Music has only one. Les Seraphim, and Belift Lab has two in Hypen and I'll It. But Big Hit has only BTS, Tomorrow by Together, and Leon. It's not as if they are also like managing the other artists here. So I don't know why is it hard. I don't know. I can't understand why they would forget about this. I mean, the only active member right now is Jungkook. So they could have done it when when Taehyung was very active during his layover promotion. They could have done whatever is needed. I mean, Tomorrow by Together is also active because they've just released an album like in September, I believe, or when did they release their album? It's recent. It's recent. Um, the name chapter Temptation of Free Fall, October 13th. So the release was October October 13, the name chapter Free Fall. So that they're busy with that, and then like back in September they were busy with layover. Right now they're busy with Jungkook. So, but I mean, it doesn't really take that much time to do this. So if the fans are asking for this, they should just create this to to address this, because this is gonna affect them later. I mean, it's just okay. I'm gonna show you some of the. I mean, there are. Let's look at this trending topic: Big Hit Act for V. There are people who are hating the company. Make an official Spotify playlist for This Is V ASAP as you did for other members. What else? This shouldn't be our job, but here we are. Let me Yep, I'm seeing some comments here about the company, that they don't want to support the company anymore. They don't want to give money to that company. Um, Unfortunately, because they're disappointed with what happened to layover. I don't know. I have no idea how many employees Big Hit has. If I were them, like I should start monitoring tweets, you know. I should start monitoring tweets because they have to make sure that their image is still intact, that their fans are still happy, because at the end of the day it's the fans who are going to buy the album. But I don't wanna, some fans are saying the company is this, company is that. I'm not gonna say that because of you know, I think it could be slanderous or um, defamation. I don't wanna do that, but I mean fans are doing that, but they are hiding in Taehyung's face. But they've trended this, they've trended that, like this, they've trended this. See, this is BTS V Hot Trends. Creating an artist playlist on Spotify is entirely up to the agency. Please make an official Spotify playlist for the This Is V ASAP. And then look at the topics here. They've trended that. I don't know, guys, if you've seen this. Mona, they will be digging them out next year when the rest of the BTS in military and the money is low. You're right. Tris, hello. Anmol, hello. Yep. Anmol is here, frustrated by the company because they've been asking this for this is V playlist and it hasn't happened. Like how difficult it is to create one. I mean, if I am part of that group, of that label, like I could just create it if I have access to that account. So in Spotify there is artist, like an account for like artists Spotify. I think this, you need to have access to this one. So if you are an artist or the label, this is what you use to sign into Spotify for artists. Make sure you're prepared for that. So I think his label has access to this one. This is how they publish probably the descriptions of the albums and descriptions of the artist, the discography. I don't know, like let's look at the FAQs here. Getting started. Getting music on Spotify. So if you are an artist or a label, this is how you're gonna manage your music on Spotify. Distributors handle music licensing and distribution and pay streaming royalties. Work with a distributor to get music on Spotify. These distributors meet our highest standards for quality metadata and anti-infringement measures. Most distributors charge a fee or commission. Each service is unique, so do a little research before picking one. If you're a signed artist, your record label probably already uses a distributor who can get your music on Spotify. So the record label, uses a distributor who can get their music on Spotify. So they have to talk to the distributor. Okay. But this artist, if you're a signed artist, so Taehyung is a signed artist under a record label. So a record label probably has a distributor. So that, and then I believe whoever signs in here, Spotify for artists, is the record label. Okay, let's go back. Getting access to Spotify for artists. So getting access to Spotify for artists. Spotify for artists lets you see your audience stats, promote your music, manage your artist profile. So if the label can manage the artist profile, see audience stats, promote your music. You also get a blue verification check mark when you claim your artist profile. There's a web browser version at artist.com, Spotify for artists up for iOS and Android. Ask artists and managers. Ask your artist team to invite you. If someone on your team already has admin access, ask them to send you an invite. If you don't know how to reach your admin, submit a request and we'll notify them for you. So there is an admin. Get an instant access with a distributor. Deliver music with a preferred provider. You automatically get access to Spotify for artists when you submit a request. Your request gets manually reviewed, so it might take a few days to get access. Labels and distributors. Joining your label team allows you to view your label's entire catalog in one place. The catalog you see in Spotify for artists based on the distributor and label names in the metadata of your release. Create a label team. So there is this managing your artist profile. So Spotify for artists lets you add artist images, write your bio, add an artist pic, feature an artist playlist. Feature an artist playlist. So probably this is V playlist is this is part of that. Okay, and then add a fan support link, manage concert and merch. Then for more info on managing your profile, check out managing artist images, writing your bio, artist pic, artist playlist, fan support, concerts, merch. So I think this is what we're talking about, that this is the playlist that we're asking them to create. So artist playlist, you can feature any playlist on your artist profile, show a playlist your music's been added to or just what you're into. Make a playlist, make the playlist in your personal account using the Spotify app. The playlist will show your personal account a link to it. You can add display name on your account to match artist name. Then add playlist to your profile for admins and editors. So I think this is what they're supposed to do. So you just have to log in to artist.spotify.com and then create a playlist. I don't know how hard is this to do it. I mean, it's not. It's just a simple step. There are like 1, 2, 3, 4 4 steps. I mean, I don't know how hard is this to do. I mean, if I can talk to the member of their staff, it is a simple request from the fans. This is not hard to do. Royalties. Okay. I mean, whoever has access to this artist.spotify.com, it's probably their label, whoever is, I don't think Taehyung manages this. I mean, he might have access because, you can have an admin, you can have members, editors in this profile. But Taehyung, I don't think he's logging in. He's just letting his label do everything. So I think it's just the label who can log in here and then create a playlist that the fans are asking. I don't think this is hard to do. It's only gonna take them minutes to do this. Here's great. Yeah, they've been trending this. Although I have a an advice to you guys. I know some of you guys are hurt and mad at the company, but um, I mean you can express your frustrations in a nicer way, in a polite way. The reason why I'm saying that is because if you start using this statement, you have to make sure that you have the proof. You have the proof to show that they are indeed corrupt. So be careful, especially if you are using your real name, even if you are not using your real name, because there's no way to track you down. I mean, they can if you can't prove that they are corrupt, if you don't have evidence, they can sue you, and then you lose. They can sue you for defamation, uh, label, label, no label. I mean, I know libel. What's the slander and label? I want the sue for defamation. They can do that. Okay, I just saw this tweet. I just saw this tweet. Exo do defamation. About Exo do company. Here you go. This is new agency company Susu announces legal action for malicious posts. This is just me advising you guys. That's why whenever I tweet about my frustrations, I make sure that it is written in a professional way and without slanderous comments. Like, it's more of me just expressing my thoughts, but without the intent of slandering someone, because it can get back to you. So be smart on how you use your platform, and or on social media, like on Twitter or Instagram or anywhere. So this is Exos DO new agency company SUSE announces legal action for malicious posts. Exos DO's new agency will be taking legal action for malicious posts and comments against their affiliated artists. So this is about the artists, but they can also do it for against the company. In order to protect against the honor of our affiliated artists, we plan to take regular legal action against the creators of malicious posts. Against the creators of malicious posts and comments containing baseless accusations, defamation, and malicious insults on online communities and social media. So, comments containing baseless accusations. So, if you're gonna say something about this company being corrupt, make sure you have proof. Because if you don't have proof, then that is baseless accusations. And they can sue you for defamation. And malicious insults on online communities and social media. I know I've received some hate because of my tweet before, and I just let them. But I didn't say anything wrong. But the way they receive it, it's some people are just immature, and they would just throw some hate tweets without thinking of consequences. They do that. So I'm advising you guys to be smart about how you say and express your frustrations on social media. Make sure that it's something that whenever they see it, it's something that they won't use against you in the future. So Again, comments containing baseless accusations, defamation, and malicious insults in online communities and social media. We will collect relevant information through our internal monitoring system, and we would be grateful if fans could also support malicious posts and comments when they come across them. Please report any such content to our dedicated email account at clean@companysusu.com. We will continue our ongoing efforts to safeguard our artists' rights and vigorously respond to illegal activities, including the spread of false information and malicious rumors. Yep. So, guys, this is just, I mean, you can do whatever you want. It's your account, but I'm just advising you guys to be smart on how you use your social media accounts. Actually, there's one. I there's one that I blocked here. I hate this because look at the post, Pop Hive. Taylor Swift's 1989 Taylor's version is not just an album, it's a cultural phenomenon. Taylor Swift's 1989 TV makes history as the first album to sell 3.5 million copies globally this decade. The first album to sell 3.5 million copies globally this decade. Like, how can you claim this without doing your research? I mean, this is not the first time that I've seen another tweet from this account here. If you're a K-pop fan, you know this is not accurate. I love Taylor Swift, but there are K-pop artists like 17 who have sold over 2.5 million in its first week in 2023. I already blocked that account so you can see the post, but it's again inaccurate. I was like, I just blocked this account for not doing any research and disseminating misinformation. I'm a huge fan of Taylor Swift. I'm a huge fan of Taylor Swift, and any achievements, I would love it. Any achievements of Taylor Swift, I would love to see it, but I don't want to see something that's inaccurate. Like, if you are claiming to be a news and media, Twitter account, if you are claiming to be like that, you have to do some research and avoid spreading misinformation. I hate it, so I blocked it because it's not the first time. I actually don't follow this account, but for some reason I'm seeing it in my timeline. I've seen several posts from this, and a lot of the posts are inaccurate. So I was like, I'm a huge fan of Taylor Swift, but there are K-pop albums that have sold over 3.5 million copies globally just this year. This is complete disregard of K-pop. I mean, just this year. I mean, if he claims, or whoever this is, if he claims like it's just in the US, that's fine then. But if you're saying it to be globally, then there are other artists out there that have sold over 3.5 million copies this year. Like, let me show you list of best-selling albums in South Korea. This is just, I mean, this is a complete disregard in K-pop. Like, if you're talking about 10 years, a decade, like and then 10 years, and then in 2023, look, and these are the artists who have sold, okay, over 3.5 million. Yeah. So BTS have sold over 3.5 million like since 2019. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 albums since 2019. So if you're claiming that Taylor Swift's album makes history as the first album to sell 3.5 copies globally this decade, then what about BTS B that sold 3.7 million copies? What about BTS Proof that sold 3.5 million copies? What about Okay, BTS, Map of the Soul Persona, that sold 4.6 million copies. 17, FML, 6.2 million copies. Like, what about these albums? So that alone makes your statement not accurate. Um, let's forget about decade. Just this year, if you're gonna say Taylor Swift's album is the first album in history to sell 3.5 copies globally, this year, if you're just talking about this year, look at the albums this year that sold over 3.5. We have NCT Dream with 4.3, Stray Kids with 5.2, 17 with 6.2 million copies. So I was like, okay. I mean, I've featured this before, and I know that there are other albums that have sold over 3.5, and I got disappointed to see this account claiming to be a news and media account, and they are disseminating misinformation because people who don't know will believe that, okay, globally this is the first time that someone has sold over 3.5 million copies in a decade, where in fact there are other artists that have sold over 3.5. So it's, I don't want to say it as, this is more like lack of research. I don't want to claim that this is discrimination against K-pop. I'm just gonna say this is lack of research, because if they've seen this page, they wouldn't claim this, because this is complete false. This is false. You can just say Taylor Swift's 1989, like, so, like this is the a better statement. I think because World Music Awards are aware of K-pop. They're aware of K-pop, so they wouldn't like disregard the accomplishments of K-pop albums. So they have statements related to that one, but more accurate. I hate seeing fake news because some people don't do their research and they will just believe whatever they hear, and those people who are spreading fake news, those are the people I hate. Wow. World Music Awards, they've been tweeting a lot today about the MTV. Okay, here. This is the safest statement. Taylor Swift's 1989 Taylor's version has sold over 3.5 million units globally in its first week, as per Republic Records. So, just, being accurate without saying made history and the first album to ever sell 3.5 millions in a decade. So this is more precise. This is more being responsible account. The other one is irresponsible, claiming something that is inaccurate. But anyways, again, going back, so this is still not happening. I hope one day, very soon, that they're gonna create this account so that fans of Kim Taehyung would stop make like trending this topic. They will focus on other topic. But again, be careful, guys, with with how you use your social media account. Be responsible, because you can get sued if you're not being responsible. Yep, this is still trending up to now. What else? Big hit acts for V. Da-da. Hello, morning. Oh my god. Okay, I'm gonna stop in 20 minutes. Let's see if Kim Taehyung has posted anything. Usually, um, oh, this one, he tweeted this the other day. He couldn't sleep. He said, since I can't sleep. And this was around 5:45 a.m. He couldn't sleep. So he instead post this IG post. I mean, he's a night owl. Or maybe he's having insomnia. I don't know what's happening with Kim Tae, why he couldn't sleep. I don't wanna say something. I don't wanna comment about why he can't sleep, but he posted this at 5:45 a.m. and I was still awake at that time because it was Saturday. But was it Saturday or Sunday? And I think it was Saturday. Oh no, what Sunday morning. It was Sunday morning, and I was watching a K drama. So I was still awake at 6 a.m. Okay, what else? Oh, let me see. I really can't. I wish I can read some of the comments here, but they are non-English, except this one. Hello Jeff, thank God for China by the V-Bar. They played a very big role to the Layover album success. I'm happy that V has such wonderful fans. We will keep streaming for him to meet up for the awards and get him to 2 billion streams before his birthday. Thanks for the update, Jeff. Oh, speaking of streaming and voting, I think I reported that in the last video here, in the last part of the video, that they are nominated. Kim Taehyung, I mean the other members as well, J-Hope, Jungkook, Jimin, and V. So four of them. RM didn't get the nomination, and Suga didn't get the nomination. But the four others who have released album this year got nominated for the main award, the popularity award, Korean Wave award, and male singer solo for Bangkok Ads. So there's a voting here that you can participate. I think there's an app here. You can just search how you can vote for the Seoul Music Awards 2020. Actually, it's 2024 because this is going to be held in January, I believe. But the voting starts when the voting starts, first period from November 5 to 24, and then the second period is from November 25 to December 14. Yep. So that, you guys, if you have time, you can vote. What else? Let's find some English comments here. I mean, I can read your comments from my phone, and because in the phone there is a translate button here. Unfortunately, I can't find the translate button here. There's no such thing here. But here's Mary Helen Medina. Thank you very much for our sisters in China by the V-Bar for all the successful support and love you always give our beloved, multifaceted global superstar, icon, idol, celebrity Kim Taehyung, also known as V of BTS. We stand in unity with y'all in our deep love, respect, and unconditional support, 100% for our BTS, also known as Kim Taehyung. Let's reinforce our efforts in streaming Layover before he leaves for his military service. Oh my god. Every time I see military service, I don't know, I feel sad. Like, it's gonna happen very soon, but I feel sad that it's gonna happen when we can't do anything about it. It's gonna happen very soon. So just prepare, guys. But I am not yet ready. Thanks Jeff for supporting Taehyung. Not only layover album success, China by the Viewer played a big role to the whole BTS comeback album sales, concert tickets, and BTS merch sales, the most over past 10 years. The one only fan base to support the most BTS 7 members as whole as a group. I mean, it's very obvious that it is Kim Taehyung's fan base that has brought in so much money to the company, and they should acknowledge that. They should acknowledge that. I've talked about this early in this live stream, the first part of this live stream. I've talked about this before I went into this article about K-pop being banned, unofficially or officially banned in China. But I've talked about this in the beginning, and based on my calculation here, since this is just the top 30, but the total so far that the China by the V-Bar or the Chinese fan base have contributed to V's album plus the BTS album, the total was 22 million US dollars. 22 million US dollars. And if you compare that with Jungkook's fan base here, I see Jungkook here 3 times, and the total was 8.6 million US dollars. There's a huge difference between how much Jungkook's fan base in China contributed to the sales, which was 8.6 million US dollars, compared to China by the V-Bar's contribution, which was 22 million US dollars. A lot difference. So I'm just basing this on facts. I'm not trying to compare the two, but these are the two members here, the two members of BTS who appeared here. So I can't help but mention the total of the two fan bases here. But 22 million US dollars versus 8.6 million US dollars. Big difference. So for now, we know that V has the biggest fan base in China. So it's something that the company should acknowledge, and also Kim Taehyung should acknowledge. I mean, give them, like Kim Taehyung should at least say thank you to China by the V-Bar, to refuel them in, and so that they would continue, because this is a large amount of money, guys. It's not just a joke. It's a big money that they are throwing out for their idol, and they deserve some acknowledgement and probably a thank you message from the artist and the label as well. What else? Love You, My Beautiful Talented King. The album is a masterpiece. We absolutely love it. Taehyung, Lay Over the Bet album. We love you, and you are super proud, and are super proud of you, Taehyung. Here is another English comment. Thank you, Jeff, for the good news about Taehyung. He is a unique and inimitable singer. I dream that he will come to Germany with his jazz group. This is the dream of everyone who understands music. How I want to hear a wonderful professional performance of songs, live to live music in our time is already a great rarity. Anyone who has been to a concert at least once will not forget the atmosphere of jazz, and it's generally impossible to get to see a professional performer. I'm not ignoring the non-English comments here. It's just that here on the website there's no translate button. I can read your comment on my phone. Like, I can see the English version of this. I can see that. But here on the site I can't translate it. So I'm not trying to ignore your comment. But here is another one. Please keep streaming, please. Take it seriously, please. We need 6 million streams daily, at least, to increase our stream. Please look where we are, and YouTube views doesn't move, it's frozen. Please stream harder to increase, and please stream on Superstar and Move It for Digital Point. Taehyung nominated for many awards. Please do this for birthday gift. Amazing, wonderful fans. Taehyung is much loved and appreciated, so happy for him. They are really respectable fan base. Happy that V has such an amazing, loyal fan base. Thank you, V-Bar. I hope you continue to support Kim Taehyung, Queen. He deserves the best. Congrats. If only the US would show this kind of support for Kim Taehyung. True, true. I mean, if we can move the China fan base to the US, that would make a lot of difference. Like he would be like dominating the Billboard charts. Every time he releases something, he will be dominating the Billboard charts, because like the amount of albums that this fan base are buying every time there is a new album is enough to secure number one spot on Billboard 200, the number one spot on Hot 100. That it's really enough, and unfortunately we don't have that big fan base in the US. We do have that in China, but if only there's a way to bring that into US, that would be amazing. But I think this is why, if you're going to measure the popularity of the artist, I think you should see it from the global perspective, because you can be famous in the US but not so outside of the US. But if you're gonna look at the global stats, I mean, we were able to I think Slow Dancing in Billboard Global, excluding US, it hit number 3, and Billboard Global 200, it hit number 4. So, I mean, the album being non-K-pop, non-pop, non-K-pop, more on jazz, R&B kind of music, it did well on Billboard Global 200 and Billboard Global excluding US. V-Bar is Tay biggest supporter. They still remained loyal to Tay and give everything they could despite of dirty tricks and sabotage of Antis, the so-called armies, his company before and during his album release. Yeah. China by the V-Bar indeed is very helpful. They're the biggest Taehyung fan base. V, so great man. Congratulations, my prince. The company is not fair. They give him promoted in US as JK 50%. We will not feel unfair. His promoted in Western is 0. I mean, you can't really help but compare. I have nothing against Jungkook, guys. I have nothing against him. Even I tweeted something about being fair to the artist. Like, if you think there is a unequal treatment from the company, if there is like unfairness, if they're being biased towards one member, if they're giving more support towards to that one member, I said that let's be fair to the artist, because he might have no control over it. Like, he couldn't control what the company want to do. Like, if the company wants to give him more support than the other members, then it's probably out of his control. And to be fair, you should channel your disappointment and frustration towards whoever is doing that, and not the one receiving that. I mean, the artist who's receiving that more support, because it could probably out of his control. So hate the doer, not the receiver. So I'm trying to be fair So I have nothing against the member, and I also said that if the fans are hating on Taehyung, hate the fans that are hating on Taehyung, not the artists that they are idolizing, or their bias, not their bias, but the fans who are doing the deed. So I'm trying to be fair here, but there's one who was trying to cancel my channel here because at some point he thinks that I am JK anti because of what I tweeted. I tweeted which is not true because I'm the one being fair here. I have never done anything wrong about Jungkook, but that one guy, I saw that tweet. Like, he's trying to cancel my channel because I I tweeted about something. It's about the buy now pay later. I tweeted about that because, to be honest, I was surprised to see that. I've never heard of that. Like, you can loan money to buy an album. Like, there's a fan base um, trying to loan money to people who may be to fans who may not be able to afford the. I don't think that is very expensive. The album is very expensive. It's not expensive unless they're trying to buy more copies. Then that is expensive. If you're trying to buy 10 copies of that album, then that is expensive. But if you're trying to just buy one, that is just 15 US dollars. You don't need to loan money for that. Like $10 or maybe around that, like 500 pesos or something. You don't need to loan for that. You don't need to borrow money and pay it in an installment basis. Like, but unless they're trying to buy multiple copies, then whatever. But I tweeted about that, just me being curious about it, and I'm like, oh, this is the first time I've seen this. Like, if I am the one who's trying to support the artist, if I don't have money, I will not push it. I will just stream the album if I don't have money. I will not borrow money, I will not loan money, because like, no artist would want the fans to loan money. No artist would want, if you have no money, I don't want you to buy money. No sane artist would want their fans to do that. Like, I don't see Kim Taehyung saying, okay, you don't have money, but you have to buy my album, so borrow money from someone. You can pay it in an installment basis for probably 4 months. I saw the timeline there. It was from October to February 2024. You can pay it from October to February 2024, which is like 4 months. I don't I don't see Taehyung doing that. Like, hey, you don't have a money, but you have to buy my album because I am your idol. Like, you have to buy it because, but if you don't have money, you will loan. I don't even Jungkook. I don't think Jungkook would ask his fans to do it. I don't think, but no artist would do that. But I think it's just the fans trying to get that record, to break that record. So, but I said that in my tweet, like, if I am the fan and I don't have money, I would rather just not push it and just stream the album to support it. So I've done some tweets that, which probably some fans might think that I am being anti, but I am not. I am very fair, and I am a fan of Jungkook as well. Um, but that one's trying to cancel my channel because of what I tweeted. Actually, this is what I tweeted, and this is me trying to help the artist because I saw some hates. If you look at this tweet, Jungkook announces Standing Next to You. The remix is out on November 6th. There are 7 remixes here, but in that remix there are 8 tracks, the original one plus the 7 remixes. So this was announced, but if you look at the comments here, it is like there are how many remixes? This is being sarcastic. 1 millions, I think, more than his album songs. This is being sarcastic. There's another one here with more comments. The desperation. How obsessed can someone be with the charts? and yeah, it's with 49 comments here, so people are fighting over here. So I was just, me being like being fair. I don't like them hating Jungkook. I tweeted this. I see mixed reactions in the comments. I am just curious how many remixes is acceptable, because I know Kim Taehyung had two remixes, but it was released 2 months later. And then I said, how many weeks, months later should they be released to make it acceptable? So they questioned about releasing the remixes on like the first week, the first tracking week. But there is one that commented that Big Hit released remixes for everyone during tracking week to chart higher, but the only exception is V, which was released after 2 months. So other members got remixes during the tracking week. So I think that is normal. And with me being curious, I was like, I'm just curious how many remixes is acceptable, so that when they release it, there's no question. Like there is no, like it's just normal. No haters gonna say, okay, this is too much. Like how much is too much? That's my question. Because I was happy when they released Taehyung's two remixes, but that is only two. This one has seven. So I don't know how much is too much. Just me being curious. I don't mean to shade Jungkook. Actually, this is more me trying to bring light to the situation here. Like if this is normal, if Western artists are doing this, then that is normal. So what's the issue? So again, my intention here is not to shade, but to bring light. Like if other artists are releasing remixes and that is fine, then what's the problem here? Is it because there are 7 remixes? Like, okay, if there are 7 remixes, then is that too much? And then my question is, how much is too much? Is 3 remixes acceptable? Is 4 remixes acceptable? Is 5 remixes acceptable? I'm just being curious. I have nothing against Jungkook here. I'm not trying to shade him. I'm not trying to shade the company here. I'm just being curious because I've seen so many negative comments here. If you look at the comments here, I've seen them fighting over these remixes. So that's just me being fair. I have nothing against whatever they've done. I'm just trying to be fair and also curious. Like, if Taehyung did that, would Taehyung get would Taehyung get hate because of the remixes? If they decided to do it for Kim Taehyung, but they did it, only that they released it after 2 months, and they've done 2 remixes for Taehyung's Slow Dancing, and I have not seen any hate comments. Maybe because it's 2 months later, that's why it feels normal. And maybe because it's just 2 remixes, and that's why they didn't really, or maybe there were hate comments, I just didn't see it. So I don't know. I was just curious. That's, in all honesty, I was just being curious because I'm not sure what is normal. Like if Taylor Swift releases remixes, is that even normal? Maybe it's normal. If Harry Styles, if Shawn Mendes, if Justin Bieber, if all these Western artists release remixes, is that normal? And if it's not, if they release 3 remixes for their singles, like, is that okay, the 3 remixes? But if they release 5, is that being too much? Are they being desperate? Are they just trying to chart or something? I don't know. I have no idea. That's why I asked that question. I am allowed to ask that question based on what I've seen on the comments, because they're fighting in the comments. But me being curious, I tweeted that. But again, I have nothing about that. But there's one I've seen the tweet about that. Oh, they're trying to cancel my child because because of that comment. When one of my tweets, I was being nice to, I even lost followers on Twitter because of my tweet trying to defend Jungkook. Here's what I did. I've been trying to be nice to Jungkook as well, even though Kim Taehyung is my bias. I'm fair. I have nothing against the other 6 members. I'm fair, but unfortunately they think of me as, because of, it's obvious my tweets here are majority, like 70% are about Taeyong, so they know Taeyong is my ultimate bias. But see, I am tweeting about, well, I'm tweeting about Jimin's post here with all the maknae line here. I've tweeted about Taeyong, Jimin, and Jungkook here. I am not a hater of Jungkook. I'm just fair. But it's just that I am more biased towards Taeyong. Here. This is Taeyong, Jimin, and Jungkook. I tweet about that. Here's Jimin, Taeyong, and Jungkook. And I'm losing followers on Twitter because whenever I tweet something about Jungkook, I'm losing followers. Here, congratulations Jungkook on your golden album out now. See, I'm supporting it, although I'm not as much support as I'm doing on Taeyong. But I've been here. I tweet about Taylor because I'm also a fan of Taylor. Like, I'm tweeting about anything. I'm not a hater of any artist. I'm more of a, like, I have so many artists that I admire, but I'm more vocal about my admiration for Kim Taehyung. Here is Mariah Carey. I tweeted about that, or reposted. Here's Jimin. Here's RM, and then here's Kim Taehyung again, and here's maknae line Jungkook. Like, I am not here. Congratulations Taehyung, congratulations Jimin, congratulations Jungkook. I don't know, like, I'm not a hater of other members. You guys may be, like, I've said this. I am not OT7. I am probably, you can call me a solo stan, because I'm not, my admiration for Kim Taehyung is not the same as my admiration for the other 6 members. So in short, I am not OT7, because their definition for OT7 is that you have to love them equally. I don't love them equally. That's very obvious, because Kim Taehyung is all the way at the top, and then I respect the other members, but I am not a hater of the other members. But just because of that one tweet, they said I'm a bitter solo stan. Bitter because because it seems like I am questioning whatever. I don't. It's just that probably what he thinks is that I am a huge fan of Kim Taehyung, and all the achievements that whatever Jungkook is getting right now is getting into my nerves. I'm like bitter. No, I'm not. It's okay for as long as it's fair and like, they did it fairly. But anyways, you can't really avoid it that you compare, but at the end of the day, you respect the artists, you respect all of them, but you compare, especially that I am doing this live stream, I'm making video about Taehyung. I am aware of what Layover has accomplished. I am aware of the records that has set by Layover. So whenever the other members, like, achieve something, I would, at the back of my mind, I would compare it. Okay, Kim Taehyung has sold 2.2 million copies, and then the other member has sold this number of copies. So like, even if you if you don't mean to do it, like, you will still compare because you know the numbers. Like if you see, okay, Jungkook sold 2.14 million copies on the first day, you would, like compare it because you know the other members' numbers. So even if you like, if you even if you want to compare or you don't want to compare, you will end up comparing because you know the numbers. But again, I have nothing against the other members. I am very supportive of Kim Taehyung, but I respect the other members. Although I would want Kim Taehyung to be very successful, but if the other members surpass that, that's fine. That's fine. Oh, thank you, Patricia Broussard. Thanks for joining. Yeah, if they're gonna yeah, I talked about that by now. I think that's the other one that's why he or she thinks that I am being a hater and bitter. I'll tell you because I brought that up because they're bringing that up in the comments section. I Again, I am not a hater. I'm just here. I still can't get over what I saw last night. See, I still can't get over what I saw last night about the buy now pay later, and they can pay it from October 2023 to till February 2024 based on the screenshots. I've never heard of this before and it's ridiculous. I mean, if I don't have the money to buy the physical album, I won't push it, but I can still support by streaming the album. That I did that because like that's ridiculous to do buy now pay later. Like who in like would Taylor Swift ask her fans to loan money, to borrow money from their friends so that they can buy? I mean, not even friends. I think borrowing money from their friends or family is fine, but doing it like 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 loan, like a loan, and you have to pay it like on an installment basis. Like it's like you're buying a car, like you're buying a house, or you're buying something like very important that you have to loan it. Like probably like medical expenses or something. The important ones. Those are the ones that you loan money for, not albums. I mean, it's crazy. Like, if I'm gonna buy this, I'm not gonna loan money for this. That's crazy. If I can't afford, then don't. I mean, it's ridiculous that you're gonna borrow money for something that is not really, really important. I mean, you can still help by streaming, but loaning is ridiculous. Okay, here I think this is what I tweeted here. uh, I think they also took this as a hate tweet, but I'm not trying to shade anyone here. Here are my comments on September 8th. So these are my comments here on YouTube about what happened. So my only problem with this is that, let me read my comments. This back in when this happened, that when they removed that 500,000 plus copies. So this was my tweet. My only problem with this is that in Hanteo's chart, or in Hanteo's history book, it won't say 2.2 million sales on the first day, even though we all know that there are over 2.2 million copies sold on the first day. This first day sales record is an important number as it will be part of an artist's achievements. Unfortunately, instead of 2.2 million copies, we will see 1.67 million in the first day sales list. And as I mentioned in the video, other solo artists would only need to break 1.67 million instead of 2.2 million to claim the number one spot. This is what I was trying to say back in the day when this happened. Like, instead of trying to break 2.2, they only need to break 1.67. If that issue didn't happen, then in Hanteo's history book, it would have been 2.2. So that means that record has not been broken. But the K-media sites and other media accounts, they already reported that that record has been broken, and that album is already the album that has sold the most number of copies during the first day. And then here's another tweet. That's unfortunate that they don't have enough stock. They will learn a lesson from here and make sure they have enough stock for other artists, which would allow to break Taehyung's first day sale record. If it wasn't for this problem, Taehyung would have set a higher record, 2 million plus, instead of just 1.67 million. That would be harder to break by other solo artists. So yeah, 2 million plus or 2.2 is much harder to break than 1.67. So that's why I tweeted this here. My comment, this is not me being bitter, I'm just being factual here. I'm using facts. But I said, in my book, Taehyung's record for first day sales is 2.2 million copies. So it's 2.2 million. The fans purchased and paid for the albums. There was just a problem with the stocks. If other K soloists break this 2.2 million record fair and square, there's a highlight here, fair and square, then I'll say congratulations. So yeah, in my book, it's 2.2. If they're gonna break 2.2, I'll say congratulations. But again, in my book, they have to break that 2.2 for me to acknowledge and congratulate someone who's gonna break that. But here, I'm trying to be fair here. I added, by the way, I see some fans throwing their hate and criticisms on the artist. I would say it's unfair to the artist as he has nothing to do with all the issues alleged. Okay, let me repeat. By the way, I see some fans throwing their hate and criticism on the artist. I would say it's unfair to the artist as he has nothing to do with all the issues, allege unequal treatment by the company and an ethical behavior by his fans. So, now for example, if I am a fan and my ultimate bias is member A, if I do something unethical, I should be the one to get the hate and not the member A. My bias had no idea what I did, so why should he get the hate? What I'm trying to say here, my fan is Kim Taehyung. If I say something bad about the other member or other artist, I should be the one getting the hate from the fans of that member, not Kim Taehyung, because I was the one who did something bad. I was the one who started the fight. I was the one who said something bad about the artist. I was the one who said something bad about the fan. So they should just get back at me and not the artist that I am, idolizing. So not my bias, because it's not his fault that I did something bad. Kim Taehyung can't control what I'm gonna say, what I'm gonna do. He can't control me. So he should not be getting the hate by what I've done. So this is what I was trying to say here. Another example is I am company XYZ and I gave way more support to member B. I should be the one to receive criticisms and not member B because it's out of member B's control whether or not as a company would give him more support. So I was trying to say here is if I am the company and I decided to give this member more support, I should be the one as a company getting the criticisms, not the member, because the member was just the receiver. I was the one who decided to give him more support. So me as a company should be the one getting the criticism, not the member. So I'm just trying to be fair here. So I said, in short, let's be fair and respectful towards artists. So it's just me being fair to all the members because I respect all the members. So even though I said this in my book, the first day sales is 2.2. It's not me shading that member who's trying, who could have broken that record. It's not me shading that. It's just that I'm using these numbers as my basis whether or not someone has broken the record. I have this number. I know about this number because I was monitoring that during that day. So I won't forget about this number because we've seen tweets about that. We've seen tweets about that number, and it's just that they got removed because of what happened. But in my book, it's 2.2. But I added here that we have to be fair to the artist, to anyone. So I don't know. It's really up to you how you're gonna see this. So how you're gonna see this tweet, if it's hateful or not. I don't think there's something wrong here. I'm trying to be fair here, so I don't think you can see it as me being bitter. I mean, if that member was able to break 2.2, then I say congratulations. It's like what I said here. If other K soloists, not just him, other members as well, other K-pop artists, not just BTS, I'm talking about every K-pop soloist here. If they're able to break 2.2 on the first day, then congratulations. If not, then I'll reserve that congratulations on the next K-pop artist who's going to, oh no, K-pop soloist who's going to break that. But right now, I don't think it has been broken yet. It hasn't been broken in my record. Although in Hanteo's chart, because they removed 500,000 plus sales, it's already been broken. But in my record, I have the right to have my own record. In my own record, it is 2.2. I don't know. I think everyone else is saying here that, I mean, majority here, Edit Layover had 2.2 sales in just 6 hours, and it's huge if you think about it. Right. I mean, some people are saying that probably I'm being bitter here, but I am not. I am just using facts. I'm using the numbers that I know, but I'm not being bitter. Like I said, I would congratulate him if he indeed broke that record. But the record that he has to break is 2.2 on that first day. And unfortunately, it was like few thousand short, like 2.147. That's what the number is, 2.147. So few thousand short. But again, I am not a hater. My ultimate bias is Kim Taehyung, but I respect all the members. I am not going to say any hateful things about the other members. Never. Especially that I don't want them to get back at me saying, okay, this person has like tweeted some hateful comments and then they're gonna sue me. No, I'm not gonna do that because I don't want them to give any reason to get back at me. I know about the consequences of anything you say on social media can get back at you. I know about that. I'm very aware of what should I not do on social media. I won't say anything hateful, intentionally or unintentionally. Never ever. I'm just going. I mean, I am very. I think I'm being fair, but I also have the right to call out, but I will do it in a polite way. I mean, I've done it during the layover, release whenever like when that slow dancing and when that got removed from the Billboard charts, it was gone or it didn't appear on Billboard charts, and we know that it should be there. I I raised my voice, but I did it in a polite way. I didn't um, curse them or you know tweeted some hateful tweets. I did it in a polite way. I called out the director of Billboard. I called out the CEO of Lumina. I forgot the name already. I think it's Lumina Data or Luminate Data, because they're the ones who Billboard and Luminate Data. They're the ones working together to to gather all these numbers from different sources, and they're the one like validating the data and coming up with the rankings on Billboard charts. So yeah, I've called out their attention, and but I did it in a polite way. I'm not gonna say I've seen tweets about this. I've seen tweets about this, but I've never ever used this Sorry, although you're trying to, you'll, some of you guys are, especially the Kim Tae-young fans here, they're trying to trend this topic, but I'm not gonna use it because, like, I don't have information, I don't have evidences with me, like solid evidence to prove that they are being corrupt. I mean, they're all what we have are speculations. But I'm not gonna use this ever. Um, I would probably tweet this, whereas this is V, just asking, but I'm not gonna add this because this is slanderous. I don't want to get sued by the company. But anyways, I think I've already talked for 2 hours now and 5 minutes here, almost 2 hours and 6 minutes. So it's nice chatting with you guys. Again, recap for this topic, we talked a lot about anything and everything, but the main topics were: is K-pop banned in China? Well, according to Beijing's foreign ministry, they've never ever implemented the so-called Korea ban, but that's not what the Korean artists and companies are thinking. Even Suga think that there is a ban. This is what Suga said: "How could I tour in China when we can't perform there?" So they think that there is a ban, but according to the foreign ministry, Beijing's foreign ministry, there's not such thing as a Korean ban. Although I think, yeah, like what people believe there is, and it all started from this because of the deployment of this THAAD, the Terminal High Altitude Area Defense System, which is designed to protect against threats from North Korea. And China doesn't like that. They don't like that. China strongly opposed the deployment, arguing it would affect the regional security balance and allow the US to spy on it. So that's one of the topics I talked about in this live stream. And the other topic was about this: I talked about this, all the highest Chinese fan site bulk order album sales of K-pop, and the other one was about the This Is V playlist. Where is This Is V playlist? Which is still trending until now. Oh, Billboard Hot 100. Oh my god, they released this already. Oh my god. Look at this, guys. Ja, why did you I mean, I'm a fan of Taylor Swift, so I'm happy that this is what's happened here. We have all the songs from Taylor Swift's album. This is from 1989 album. No, I think Cruel Summer is not. Cruel Summer is not. Bad Blood is from 1989, I believe. Bad Blood, I think it's from 1989 album. 1989, Taylor's version album. Anyway, so, oh my god, last time Taylor Swift was able to, to make all of her songs in the top 10's Billboard Hot 100. But here, there's one here, Snooze. Why are you here? You're at number 8. It could have been all Taylor Swift songs here, but I mean, I don't know Sha, so I don't know if this Snooze is really, really famous, but she got in the way of Taylor Swift. She got in the way. But congratulations, Taylor Swift. I don't know, you guys, if you're a fan of Taylor Swift. I'm a fan of Taylor Swift. So, and there is a feud right now between Jungkook fans and Taylor Swift because of, probably for next week's Billboard Hot 100. They're trying to make, what's that? Still standing next to you, number one on Billboard Hot 100, but Taylor Swift could get in the way with that. So that's why there is kind of some feud between Taylor Swift fans. Not a lot, but I've seen some Taylor Swift fans having feud with Jungkook fans. You know, you will see it in the comments. You will see it in the comments that Jungkook fans and Taylor Swift are feuding. That Taylor Swift is a music industry. I don't want Taehyung fans to get involved in the feud between, you know, like against to have a feud with against Taylor Swift fans. Taylor Swift fans is it's massive. It's massive. So try not to have feud with Taylor Swift fans. And I would want Taylor Swift and Taeyong to have a collaboration. You know, it would be nice to have a collaboration. It would be like Tay and Tay. You know, like Tay Tay. That would be like Taylor Swift and Taeyong. Tay Tay. That's gonna be, you know, their song or the name of that collaboration. So I'm wishing that to happen one day, Taylor Swift and Taeyong to have a collaboration. But try not to fight with Taylor Swift fans if possible, because they're massive. They're massive. What I want actually is for Taylor Swift fans to become fans of Taeyong, and then we can dominate in the US, because you know Taylor Swift has so much fans, so many fans in the US. So if they will not convert, if they will extend their admiration to Taeyong, they can become fans of Taeyong. Then we can dominate in the US as well. But try not to make, try not to have feud with Taylor Swift. That's what I would, because I'm a fan of both. I'm a fan of Taylor Swift too. Look at this. This is the history made by Taylor Swift. She made history by having all of her songs in the top 10. This was I think this was Midnight, right? Anti-Hero. Where's Anti-Hero? Anti-Hero song, which album? I think this is Midnight, with Midnight's album. Yeah, Midnight's. So she made history by having all of her songs in the top 10 on Billboard Hot 100. And now here, she could have made another record here by having all of her songs in the top 10, except that there's one here that got in the way. Sha, but no offense, Sha. I'm happy for you, but you were in a way. But I think 9 songs out of 10 is better na. Is much better. All right, anyways, I'm gonna end this live stream now. Thank you guys for joining. Patricia, I love your child. I'm sorry the people are being unreal um, because oh yeah, because if they would just take a moment and realize just how fair you are to everyone. I tried posting my thoughts here and was criticized. You know what? I've said something about if you you know state your opinion, especially if it's a controversial opinion, expect that some of the people would be against it. They would hate you for that opinion. Expect that. There is a like a host from The View that said that, uh, like I think she was asked a question like, how do you deal with the haters? How do you deal with the haters? She's been Joy B. I watch news on, I watch The View. Like they talk about politics and everything. That's why I'm also aware of the politics in the US, but I don't talk about that here in with my child, because I don't want to touch politics, because that is so divisive. Politics is divisive. I don't want to talk about politics, but I watch The View. I'm aware of what's going on in the US. So this is Joy BR. She talks about if you like she was asked about what she thinks about the haters, and she said that if you say something out, if you state your opinion, expect that half of the world would hate you. Half of the world will love you, but half of the world will hate you. So I think going back to your comment, Patricia, expect that somehow your thoughts will get criticized. Expect that, but uh, I I don't want you to, you know, to think about it so much because some people just have different opinions. Unfortunately, we can't please everyone. Lance 74. Some fans are aggressive defending their favorite. Yep, they are aggressive. I mean, some fans are just aggressive and immature. Like they would say something that I think they couldn't say face to face. They're being bold because they're saying it on the internet. But I don't think they can say it face to face. So, Mona, Jeff, you're just so good at stating the facts. Some of those call outs are fire. Thanks, Mona. Thanks, Ivy Wakoma. Jeff, I'm just like you. I love them, but not equally. I'm also a Kim Taehyung stan. Martha, I don't see anything wrong with seeking clarification. Don't mind them. You did nothing wrong. Human beings are not easy to understand, unfortunately. Thank you. Jeff, you're brave for doing this. A lot of people will try to silence you when you try to point this out. When I went to their TikTok, it was heartbroken. Yeah, they will try to cancel my channel. Some of them will try to do that. They will try to report my channel. I mean, I don't see, I have not done anything wrong. So if YouTube is going to cancel my channel, there should be something that I mean, I just hope that YouTube will be fair, because some fans just would love they just would love to report channel, Instagram accounts, TikTok account, Twitter account. They just love doing that for no reason. But I just hope that YouTube is going to be fair and they will investigate, like, before they do something drastic, by terminating my channel or whatnot. So I hope that YouTube would be fair before, like, they're big fandom. Like, if they have like 100, maybe thousands of people reporting my channel, probably it would get YouTube's attention. But I hope they will review it before they decide, because that would be unfair if they will just decide without looking at my videos. And they can check my videos. I have not said anything wrong. I have not defamed anyone. I'm being responsible about what I put out there. I'm being responsible. So if they think that I've said anything bad about their favorite, I don't. I'm not sure about that. Then that is fake news, or maybe they're just being too protective and they don't know how to discern, or like they're just probably stupid to understand what I'm trying to say. Anyways, Ivy Wakuma, I really can't hate Jungkook seeing how much Tae adores him, but Pika makes my blood boil. Yeah, when I see how much they're promoting JK and GM ignoring Tae, I get flipping mad. Yeah, I mean, you can get mad and probably disappointed and frustrated, maybe with the company, but not probably the artist. But I didn't know. I didn't know, to be honest. I didn't know what's happening behind closed doors. I don't know how involved the artists are in terms of the decision makings. Like what's the plan for the next month? Like if the artist like sees their schedule, like, okay, what are my schedules? Can we add more? Can we uh, like not do this project? Like I don't know how involved they are, to be honest. So it's, if I can get into that company and be part of that staff, then I would have the visibility, but I am not. I'm just speculating. That's why I can't say anything against the company, something that's slanderous or defamatory, because I don't have proof, solid proof. All I have is more like speculation. So I'm just trying to be responsible, vlogger. But anyways, I really appreciate you guys joining me here, and I would love to do this again, but probably not tomorrow. I'm gonna find something interesting to talk about. So we'll see again next time. I'll just pop up, but probably in the next 2 or 3 days, because I'm just collecting topics that I can talk about during the live stream. But if there's something interesting tomorrow, definitely I will be live. But if not, then probably in the next 2 or 3 days. So thanks again.